Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 6, Text 41. Tatha parisiddha gana maharishibhir
तथा परिसिद्धगणामहर्षिभिः
ye vai samantadanu
ये वै समन्तादनुनीललोहितम्
Namaskrita praha shashanka shekharam
नमश्रीकृताः प्रथासश्रिके श्रीकरम्
Krita pranamam prahasan ivatma
कृता प्रणामान् प्रहसन् इवात्मभः
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. All the sages who were sitting with Lord Shiva, such as Narada and others, also offered their respectful obeisances to Lord Brahma. After being so worshipped, Lord Brahma, smiling, began to speak to Lord Shiva. So there were many pure devotees there in the association of Lord Shiva, and they all get up and offer obeisances to Lord Brahma, observing the etiquette of respecting a senior. Lord Brahma was smiling because he knew that Lord Shiva is not only easily satisfied, but easily irritated as well. He was afraid that Lord Shiva might be in an angry mood because he had lost his wife and had been insulted by Daksh. In order to conceal this fear, he smiled and addressed Lord Shiva as follows. So sometimes when we are nervous also we might just smile. So here Lord Brahma is showing that anxiety, is a bit anxious because he does not know what is Lord Shiva's mood right now. Is he still irritated or is he already calm? So Prabhupada is saying he's smiling because of this reason. Sometimes we do that too, no, to hide our anxiety or our fear. Brahmavacha jane tvam isham vishvasya
ब्रह्मवाचा जाने त्वं दिशं
Jagata yoni bijayaho
Jagato yoni bijayo
shakte shivasya cha param
शक्तिं शिवस्य च परं
yattad brahma nirantaram.
यत्
yattat brahma
ब्रह्मा
nirantaram.
Lord Brahma said, My dear Lord Shiva, I know that you are the controller of the entire material manifestation, the combination father and mother of the cosmic manifestation, and the supreme Brahman beyond the cosmic manifestation as well. I know you in that way. So, although Lord Brahma had received very respectful obeisances from Lord Shiva, he knew that Lord Shiva was in a more exalted position than himself. Lord Shiva is giving all the great respect to Lord Brahma, but Lord Brahma does not forget his position as being actually in a subordinate position to Lord Shiva. We may get carried away when somebody gives us great honor, but we should try to remember our position. This is what we can learn from Lord Brahma. Lord Shiva's position is described in Brahma Samhita. There is no difference between Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva in their original positions. But still Lord Shiva is different from Lord Vishnu. The example is given that the milk in yogurt is not different from the original milk from which it was made. So Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji's prayers, in that Lord Brahma, he clearly explains to us the position of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is an expansion of Lord Vishnu. Of course, everyone is an expansion of Lord Vishnu, but Lord Shiva is in a tattva by himself. He cannot become Vishnu again. He cannot again become Vishnu. That is the difference. The yogurt is made from milk, but this yogurt cannot become milk again. It is just yogurt. So Lord Shiva has its own position by himself. He's not an ordinary living entity, but he is not Lord Vishnu. Tvam eva Bhagavan etat
Tvam evam Bhagavan etach
Shiva Shaktayo Swarupayo
Shiva
Shakyo
Vishwam Sarjasi Pasi Atsi
Vishwasarjasi
Pasi
Kridan Urna Patho Yatha.
Kridan Urna Pato Yata.
My dear Lord, you create this cosmic manifestation, maintain it and annihilate it by expansion of your personality, exactly as a spider creates, maintains, and winds up its web. In this verse, the word Shiva Shakti is significant. Shiva means auspicious and Shakti means energy. There are many types of energies of the Supreme Lord, and all of them are auspicious. Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar are called Guna avatars or incarnations of material qualities. So Krishna, he is omnipotent. He has many, many potencies, many, many energies. And all energies of Krishna are auspicious. Why? Because they belong to Krishna. The origin is Krishna. So everything is auspicious. And Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu are the Guna avatars, the incarnations of Lord Krishna for the maintenance, creation, maintenance, and destruction of this material world. They're in charge of the modes of nature. In the material world, we compare these different incarnations from different angles of vision. But since all of them are expansions of the Supreme Auspicious, all of them are auspicious, although sometimes we consider one quality of nature to be higher or lower than other. So here Prabhupada is explaining to us that, we may say that, yes, goodness is better than passion and ignorance, of course. But everything is actually, if we look at the whole picture, so sometimes, yes, we do say, come to the point of goodness, give up passion and ignorance. But if we look at everything in relation to Krishna, then everything is auspicious. But the point is, we have to look at it in relation to Krishna. When we look everything in relation to Krishna, we will understand how everything belongs to Krishna, how everything is working under Krishna's plan. So Lord Brahma, his post mostly is occupied by a Jivatma, a living entity. But when there is no qualified person to occupy this post, Lord Vishnu himself takes up the position of Lord Brahma. The mode of ignorance or tamogun is considered very much lower than the others, but in the higher sense, it is also auspicious. The example may be given herein that the government has both an educational department and criminal department. An outsider may consider the criminal department inauspicious, but from the government's point of view, it is as important as the education department. And therefore, the government finances both departments equally without discrimination. So from Krishna's point of view, there is no difference. Just as Prabhupada is explaining to us. Government's point of view, they need to fund the education department, they need to fund the criminal department, they need to maintain both of them. Why? Because it's a requirement according to time, place, and circumstance. So Krishna also, all his energies are auspicious, and he uses them based on time, place, and circumstance. Is that okay?
Yeah, if you can explain more on mode of ignorance, how is it inauspicious and auspicious? I still didn't get it.
So we can see sometimes we can also use, for example, anger. Anger is in the mode of ignorance. But the same anger, when we can use it in service of Krishna, it becomes auspicious. So Hanuman, he is a pure devotee of Lord Ramachandra, and in his anger, he burnt Lanka. So anger, actually, the quality of anger is in the mode of ignorance. But because he used this anger in the service of Lord Ramachandra, It is auspicious. And that's how he was able to, destroy Lanka, and he helped Lord Ramachandra to fight in the war. Similarly, Arjuna, when he's fighting the war of Kurukshetra, he's angry. So again, anger is in the mode of ignorance, but he's using it in service to Krishna. So it becomes auspicious. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So reading on. Tvameva dharmartha dukha vipattaye
त्वम् एव धर्मार्थदुःखाभिपत्तये
Dakshena sutrena sasarjitadvaram.
दक्षेण सूत्रेण
Tvayeva loke avasitascha setavo.
त्वयैव लोके वसितश्च सेतवो
Yan brahmana shraddhadate dhrittavrataha.
यान् ब्राह्मणा श्रद्धते धृतव्रताः.
My dear Lord, your Lordship has introduced the system of sacrifices through the agency of Daksh, and thus one may derive the benefits of religious activities and economic development. Under your regulative principles, the institution of the 4 varnas and ashramas is respected. The brahmanas therefore vow to follow this system strictly. The Vedic system of varna and ashram is never to be neglected, for these divisions are created by the Supreme Lord himself for the upkeep of social and religious order in human society. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, Guna Karma Vibhagasa, he says, I have created this Varna Sharma system. Now, of course, we do not follow the Vedic society, but yet we still are in some sort of a way still following it. How? Some are more inclined to study, to teaching, so those are Brahmanika. Some are more inclined to be administrators, managers, then that is Kshatriya. Some are more inclined to business, that's Vaishya. Then some are more inclined to have the service industry, that's Shudra. So in some way, we are always going to follow it. Krishna has made this Varna Sharma system. So although we don't rigidly follow those principles, but yet, because we have those gunas in us, we kind of follow it. The Brahmanas, as the intelligent class of men in society, must vow to steadily respect this regulative principle. The tendency in this age of Kali is to make a classless society and observe the principles of Varna and not observe the principles of Varna and Ashram is a manifestation of an impossible dream. Yeah, we cannot not follow Varna Sharma because each of us has this different nature, different modes that we are um, influenced by. And then we say, oh, discover your talent, do what you're very good at. But that is following your guna and working according to the guna. That is the original um, Varna Sharma society. What has happened is we are just trying to remove God from our center. And that's where all the problem comes. And everything becomes, and we are trying to make everything impersonal. Instead of saying that we should be grateful to God for all that we have, then we just put in our impersonal things, removing God completely from the picture. Destruction of the social and spiritual orders will not bring fulfillment to the idea of a classless society. One should strictly observe the principles of Varna and Ashram for the satisfaction of the Creator. For it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna that the four orders of the social system, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, are his creation. So instead of trying to fight this natural inclination that we have, we should follow it and act according to it for the pleasure of Krishna, because Krishna is the original creator of the Varnashrama. We have become very expert to remove Krishna from our lives. We have become expert to take all the credit for ourselves. The modern education system says, yes, follow your passion, follow your passion. But that's what Krishna is saying to Arjuna. Hey, you are a Kshatriya. You cannot go and live in the forest by begging. So you continue your duty of fighting. But you do it for my pleasure. That is the correct way to act. So they should act according to the regulative principles of this institution and satisfy the Lord, just as different parts of the body all engage in the service of the whole. What happens is when we are acting for ourselves, we are wanting to enjoy the results of our activities, then this is creating more and more karma for us, which is going to keep us in this world for a long, long time. And we'll get more and more entangled in the karma. So similarly, we act, but if we can just act for the pleasure of Krishna, give the fruits of our results to Krishna, then it becomes karma yoga. It becomes a karma. So there is no karma accrued. So we do not need to take so many lives again. We can go back home in this very life. The whole is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his Virat Roop or universal form. The Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras are respectively the mouth, arms, abdomen, and legs of the universal form of the Lord. So everything, everyone belongs to Krishna. No one exists that does not belong to Krishna. If we think something exists that has no relation to Krishna, that thinking of ours, that is Maya. That is illusion. So if we try to see the universal form of Krishna, then the Shudras are the feet, and then the Vaishyas are the thighs, and then, not thighs, abdomen. Vaishyas are the abdomen. Sorry about that. And then the arms, they are the Kshatriyas, and the mouth is the Brahmana. So everything and everyone is included in Krishna. Everyone belongs to Krishna. Does it mean that because everyone belongs to Krishna, everyone is included in Krishna, Krishna does not exist anymore? No, Krishna still exists. That's why he's God. Simultaneous one and difference. That's the difference between us and Krishna. So as long as they are engaged in the service of this complete whole, their position is secure. Otherwise, they fall down from their respective positions and become degraded. So the idea, it's not important whether we are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra, or what guna we have, what profession we have. That's not important. The importance is to engage in the service of Krishna. That let me do my duty in such a way that is pleasing to Krishna. Then that, because Krishna is pleased, we ourselves will be pleased and everyone else will be pleased with us. That is our position. Tvam karmanam mangala mangalanam
कर्मणां मङ्गलं
kartu swalokam tanushe swaparam va
कर्तु
स्वलोकं तनुते स्वपरं
amangalanam chatamishram ulbanam
अमङ्गलानां
viparyayakena tad eva kasyachit.
विपर्ययेन तदेव कस्यचित्.
O most auspicious Lord, you have ordained the heavenly planets, the spiritual Vaikuntha planets, and the impersonal Brahman sphere as the respective destinations for the performers of auspicious activities. Similarly, for others who are miscreants, you have destined different kinds of hells which are horrible and ghastly. Yet, sometimes it is found that their destinations are just the opposite. It is very difficult to ascertain the cause of this. So, Lord Shiva, he is, as Guru Maharaj said the other day, he is God of the material world. Because Durga Devi, she is the material energy personified. She is the wife of Lord Shiva. So automatically he is her Lord, right? And so this is the reason why Lord Brahma is offering prayers to Lord Shiva in this way. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is called the Supreme Will. Now, this Supreme Will is only Krishna's will, Lord Vishnu's will. It is by the Supreme Will that everything is happening. It is said, therefore, that not a blade of grass moves without the Supreme Will. Like, for example, who has made Lord Shiva in charge of, uh, you know, uh, this material world? It's Lord Krishna. It is Krishna's will. And when we come to Krishna, then we will come to understand that he is the cause of all causes. He is the cause of all causes. And without Krishna's will, nothing can happen. That's why it's called supreme will. Krishna is independent, but everything is happening according to his will. And that's the reason we get, we say, why everything has to happen with Krishna's will? Everything should happen according to my will, or maybe some other demigod's will. Why Krishna's will? So that is the point that keeps us here in the material world. Our envy of Krishna. Why is Krishna supreme? But we just have to accept, yes, he is. He is the supreme. Generally, it is prescribed that performers of pious activities are promoted to the higher planetary systems, devotees are promoted to the Vaikunthas or spiritual worlds, and impersonal speculators are promoted to the impersonal Brahman effulgence. But it sometimes so happens that a miscreant like Ajamil is immediately promoted to the Vaikuntha Lok simply by chanting the name of Narayan. So generally, as Krishna says, that who you worship, that's where you go. You worship the ghosts, you're going to go to the ghosts. You worship the demigods, you're going to go to the planets of the demigods. You become a devotee, you're going to come to the spiritual world. And the impersonalists are going to go to the impersonal Brahman, because that's where our desire to go is. That's where we are working for. Like we buy a train ticket to go from A to B, we are going to reach to B. We are not going to reach to C. From Bombay to Delhi, if we buy a ticket, we will reach to Delhi. Similarly, whatever process we follow, we are going to we will reach there. If we become devotees, then we go to the spiritual world. If we become impersonalists, we go to the impersonal Brahman, because that's what our desire is. But sometimes it says, somebody like Ajamil, who was supposed to go to the hellish planet, he is going to the spiritual world. How? Because he chanted the name of Narayan. So that shows the supremacy of the chanting of the holy name. Although when Ajamil uttered this vibration, he intended to call his son Narayan, Lord Narayan took it seriously and immediately gave him promotion to Vaikuntha Lok, despite his background, which is full of sinful activities. So Ajamil was sinful, but he was not offensive. Guru Maharaj said that day, he was sinful, yes, but not offensive. So when he called Narayan, it was offenseless chanting. And that's the reason the Vishnu Dutas came. So we'll stop here for today, and we'll go on tomorrow. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Did anyone want to add or comment anything? All right. So, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, wishing once again a very happy Diwali.